I think last week we look into what Excel file is, what Excel is, that it is used for data analysis. It's used to analyze our data to automate tasks as well as to visualize our data. Then we were able to establish that Microsoft Excel is part of Microsoft Office application, and it is available across different operating systems, including Windows operating system, Macintosh, as well as Linux operating system. And also last week we were able to look at the interface of Microsoft Excel, whereby we established that what a worksheet is. Then we said a worksheet is just a combination of different workbooks. Today we'll just be looking at editing a worksheet, how to edit different cell contents, then the process of copying, cutting, and pasting different values of cells, then how to undo and redo different actions, how to add comments to cells, and so on like that. So basically just a recap of what we did last week. Last week we said we have what we call quick access tools, which are at the top left corner of Microsoft Excel page. Then also we have what we call the command tabs, which is the home, the file, inserts, page layouts, formulas, and so on like that. Then we have what we call the command ribbons, which contains different related commands including clipboard commands, fonts, alignments, and so on like that. Then we have different specific commands for you to copy values from a particular cell, for you to cut, and so on like that. Then I think one other thing I forgot to add is that you can actually customize your command ribbon. I think the basic process for that is just for you to right click on the ribbon, then you click on customize. So based on that, you can actually add a new tab. Let's say for instance, we can actually rename this. So let's say we have something like applied Excel for it. So we can actually add different commands to it. Then you can add different command depending on what you are trying to do. Then you click on OK. So you notice that you have that particular command tab here. So you can actually customize your own command tab depending on the different action you want to perform. And also to remove it from that, you just click on you right click on the command ribbon, then you click on that particular command tab you want to remove, then you click on remove, then you can actually rename it. Then you can also hide it, see if it's of no use to you, then you click OK. You see that it has been removed, but it has actually not been deleted until you click on remove. Same thing applies to the quick access tools as well. You can just click on the drop down button. You can include different commands. Then also you can try and add more commands to it as well. Then for you to move to the last cell, you can actually press on Control Shift, then the down arrow to move to the downward path. I think those are the major things I forgot to add in the last class. For today, when we talk about editing cell contents, just that when you have values in your in different cells. Last class I said we have what we call rows and columns. That columns are normally depicted with alphabets, which is A, B, C, D, E, and so on and so forth like that. Then we have rows which are in numerical formats. So the intersection between the columns and the rows is known as the cell. Then I said the formats. So the cell can actually accept numbers. It actually accepts numeric formats, it has alphabets and so on like that. But for you to know the type or the formats in which you have, once you have text, is like so the text is usually aligned to the left, but once you have numbers, it is usually aligned to the right. Then when you have Boolean value, let's say true, it is usually at the center. So you know the formats or the kind of formats you are working with based on that. Last week I said for you to edit any part of your Excel documents, you have to double click or you press F2 for you to enter into edit mode for you to edit whatever text you are working on. So for instance, for this, let's say you want to change the value to something else like so you double click for you to make that changes. So in situation whereby you do not double click, so enter into the edit mode, the entire text you have in that particular cell will be overwritten by the new text you have there. So for instance, whereby initially it was constant, but when I try to edit without double clicking, then I have another word there which is doubling. So for you to edit whatever text you have in a cell, you have to double click or you press F2 on your keyboard for you to edit. And also for you to delete whatever you have in that particular cell, you can easily press delete. So for instance, you can press delete. So and one other thing for you to notice is that when you have a range of cells, instance B, C, D. So we have different contents in from G10 to J10. So for this backspace does not work. So it will only work for the first cell in that particular range. So when I press backspace, you see that only the alphabet A has been removed. So for you to delete contents of a range of cell, you make use of the delete on your keyboard to do that. Then moving on. So also you can actually copy the content of your cell to other parts of the cell in that particular worksheet as well as other worksheets. For you to do that, so for you to do that, there are different ways for you to do that. And the first approach is, let's say you have a contents, then we have Paris, then we have say and then you have Dublin as capital, then you have England, then you have London as capital. So the first option is just for you to click on that particular cell you want to copy the content, then you navigate to your home tab, then you have copy option on your clipboard so you can easily copy. So once you click on copy, you notice that the border you have the border of that particular cell has changed. So you have green dashed line moving around the border to indicate that you've actually copied or you've been able to cut that particular content. Then you can now paste it to whichever cell you desire to paste it. You can click on paste to paste. I think that's the most that's the simplest format for you to do that. So also you will notice that when you try to over on that particular on that copy command, you see that the shortcut appear, which is Control C. So you can easily press Control C on your keyboard. Then also for the paste option, you have Control V as the shortcut for that. You can easily press Control V for that. Then also you can try as much as possible. You can copy from multiple cell range and paste from multiple cell range as well. I think. So for that, you can analyze different cell ranges, then you try to copy, then you can easily paste it to wherever you want to paste it. So also one other option you can do is to make use of your mouse and keyboard to do that. So the major thing is you click on that particular cell you want to copy. Then once you have the arrows to change to four directional arrow, in which the arrow points to four directions, you can press control. So then you release your mouse. So that's also another way in which you can try to copy the content of a cell to another cell. Then also you can copy from one cell of a worksheet to different worksheets. I think for that I can easily create additional worksheets. So we have worksheet 1, we have worksheet 4, we have worksheet 5. So you can copy from worksheet 1, then you try to highlight worksheet 4 and worksheet 5, then you can easily paste it on that. So on worksheets, sorry. So on worksheet 4, you have France on F12. I think similar thing will appear on worksheet 5 as well on F12. So you can copy a content from a particular worksheet and paste in multiple worksheets. So similar thing applies to you when you are trying to move a content from a particular cell to other parts of that particular worksheet. So to exemplify that, you click on that particular cell you are trying to copy. Let's say you are trying to copy London now. You go to the ribbon, the home command tab. You can go to the clipboard ribbon. Then you click on cuts. Then you navigate to whichever part of the cell you want to paste that particular content. Then you can easily click on paste. So when you over on the cuts option, you can see that the shortcuts there, you have it as Control X for you to cut that particular content as well. Then you can easily paste to wherever you want to paste that particular content of that cell. So then for you to make use of your mouse to move a content, so you click on that particular content. Then once the icon of your mouse has changed to four directional arrows, you can easily move it to whichever parts you are trying to move that particular content. So then you release your mouse, you see that that particular contents will be moved to that particular side you are trying to move to. For you, moving a content or copying a content is much more larger than that, depending on the type of content you are trying to move. So we have different options which you can use to paste that content you are trying to copy or paste. So to exemplify that, say London. So probably let me try and format this a little bit. Let's say we have country as the ending for this. Then we have the capital for this. Capital. Yeah, probably let's say we have the continents as well. So this one's are in Europe, then we have Europe as well. Europe as well. Let's say we have India, then we have New Delhi as capital. We have Asia. So we have Morocco. Then we have Casablanca. We have Africa. senior, then we have senior, yeah. And also for the worksheets in situations whereby um your test is longer than the width of the cell, you can easily extend this. So once your mouse has changed to a two-directional arrows, you can easily extend that worksheet. So just to format this, you can use probably feed this with blue color and probably apply all borders to this. Then always border to this. Then so let me change the border color just. Yeah. Mm, mm. So we have tables of different countries and their capitals as well. So for you to copy, let's say we try to copy this, we can easily press Ctrl C and Ctrl V. That's a straightforward approach. But institutions whereby you are just trying to copy probably let's say the format, so you can copy. So for the paste option, you can easily click on the arrow for this paste option to see different options available for that. So you have just normal pasting for you to paste, then you have you pasting the formulas. So you can keep the source formats and with no borders and so on and so forth. So let's say you try to paste it here, you have different options which you can actually click on. So you can only copy the formats without you copying the text. And also you can have other options for that. We have you copying the value solely without the formats. So we have different options for you to copy or move different range of cells. Then we have different option depending on what you are actually trying to copy. So for instance, let's say we have something like students grade. So we have course, we have yeah, probably engineering 103. Then you have teaching 101. So you have different course for students. I think this will be better if I transpose this. For a particular students, then you have probably the assessment score, then you have the exam score, then you have the total score. So let's say you have something like 30 year, you have 60 year, you have 25 year, you have 50 year, then 21 year, then you have something like 54 year. So we can easily have the sum to be equal to say 18 plus C, so B 18, that is. So for this now, basically you see what you will see in this particular cell is just the numbers, but it's actually a formula adding two cells together. So in some situations, let's say you have something like 50 here, then you have 40 here. So in some situations whereby you are trying to copy, let's say we copy this, then we try to paste. No, probably let me have something that will not be equal to 90. Let's say you have 60 here, whereby you try to copy, then you paste here. So you see that the value in this cell we try to copy, which is D18, is 90. But the value when we try to paste it in J26, it is 100. So basically what we did here is just to copy the formula. Then what the formula did was just to add the two values, the two numbers we have in the two cells together to have 100. So depending on what you are trying to do, you take notes. So in some situation like the whereby you are trying to copy, you can easily copy the values. So you can click on the options for you to click on the values to indicate that you are actually trying to copy just the values only. So we have different options, different paste options depending on what you are trying to achieve. So I think there is a table for that. So for the normal pasting, it's going to copy both. So if you have a formula there for the normal pasting, it's going to paste the formula. If you have a specific format there, whether the font type, the font size, the font color, is going to paste it as well. But if you are pasting only formula, it's just going to copy the formula from that particular cell and apply it to the cell in which you are pasting it to. Then in some situations, you can paste both formulas as well as the number formatting. So when we talk about the number formatting, so just like so I think I can use as an example for that. So let's try to extend this table. Let's say GDP. So for this, I think let's say we have 10, we have 20, we have 31. Then let's say we have 14, then we have 15, then say we have 20. So we can actually convert this one to currency type. So we can click on extend currency. So make use of this symbol. I think same thing applies to it. And this we can change the currency here as well. So pounds, yeah. We have the pounds there. Then India, I'm not sure about the currency. I think that should be rupee. This I'm not sure. So let's just say we have something like this. Probably let's just use the dollar symbol for this. So for each of these, you can take note that we have different symbols to represent each of these currencies. But when you take a look at the formula bar, you can see that only the value appeared in there, not the symbol. So this makes us to know that it's just the appearance or just the formatting that is different, but the value in terms of number is still there. So we have 10 for France, we have 29 for Ireland, we have 31 for England. So basically it's just the formatting. So depending on what you are trying to copy as well. So here you can try to copy value as well as the formatting. Then you can try to copy just the value only. So you can see that we have 10 when we try to copy just the value only. But if you are trying to copy the value as well as the number formatting, then we have it as the currency. So depending on what you are trying to achieve, then for the borders as well, you can remove borders from the pasted cell. Then you can, just like I said, there are some situations whereby the content of your cell is longer than the width of that particular cell. So you can keep the formats of the source width, then you can copy the values only, then the value as well as the number formatting and so on like that. And also we have what we call paste special command. I think for instance, let's say we have a Word documents. Let's say you have different lists, let's say different list of cities in Ireland. So you have Galway, you have Cork, you have Limerick, you have Sligo, you have Dublin. So let's say we are trying to copy this. So let's say we try to paste this here. So yeah, in some situations it may not work out like that. So what you just do is just you guys click on that particular cell you're trying to paste. So then you have the paste special option. So you can actually indicate what you are trying to paste, either just Microsoft Word document objects, whether text, whether you're trying to copy from a website which is in HTML formats, then whether it's a Unicode text, then you can click then for you to paste whatever you're trying to paste. Then I think we have one other options. I think for yeah, probably yeah, paste special. So also depending on the formats of what you are trying to copy, whether text or numbers, the options may be different. So if you are trying to copy numbers, you can see we have different values whether for you to add, or suppose let me try and give an example for that. Let's say we have ADI for this, then we have different value. Let's say we have 5, we have 4, we have 2, we have 7, we have 8, then we have 2, and let's say we have other values here. Let's say 3, 4, 6, 2, 1, then we have something like 8. Yeah, so you can easily copy the values here, then highlight the cells here, then you can navigate to the paste option. You have paste special, so you can add the contents of this cell range to this content of this cell range by just clicking on add, and you can also subtract depending on what you are trying to do. So we notice that now we have 3, 3, 6, 2, 1, and 8. So the moment I click OK, you can easily add the contents of it. So instead of having 3, 3, 6, so and 8, so the content has been added. So there are different paste options that are available in Microsoft Excel. So depending on what you are trying to achieve, you can easily do that using the different paste options that are available. So these are the different paste commands. And for you to do that, so majorly you just copy or you try to move, then you click on the arrow on the paste options, and you have the different options available. And at times you can just paste. Sorry, I will have to copy. You can copy then paste to wherever you want to paste to. Then you click on the paste option available there. Then you try to select whichever option that suits the what you are trying to achieve at that particular point in time. Um, just like I try to demonstrate, it is not only from Microsoft Excel documents or Microsoft Excel worksheet that you can copy. You can copy from different sources, then you paste in Excel worksheets. So you can copy contents from Microsoft Excel, you can copy contents for PowerPoints, you can copy contents for Microsoft Word, Microsoft Outlook. Then you can copy images as well, then you try to paste them. Then also we have what you call clipboard. I think that should be available somewhere. So we have clipboard here. I think you can easily click here. So what clipboard is just it shows what the values or the content that you have copied so far. Then you can easily um paste that particular content or you delete it from clipboard. Then I think so basically clipboard is just like a buffer to store the contents or values or text or words that you have actually copied. Then I think it's has the capacity to store up to 24 items at a time. So I don't know whether this has happened to you whereby you try to copy or you've been able to copy a particular content. Then at the points you are trying to close that particular worksheet or that particular Excel document, then there is this dialog box that pops up and asks you that do you still want to retain the contents you have in the clipboard that has been copied, whereby you can click yes or no. So basically, a clipboard is just like a buffer for you to store the different contents that you'll be able to copy from different sources, and it can hold up to just 24 items at a time. But in situations whereby the the buffer is full, let's say you have to 24 items in the buffer. I'm not sure. So what it's just going to do is just it's going to emulate the the oldest one you have in the buffer is going to eliminate it to replace it with the newest one. So you can only have the last 24 items you've been able to copy in the clipboard. And for you to actually know your clipboard, you just click on this arrow on the clipboard ribbon. Then you have your clipboard. Then you can see the different um items you've been able to copy. Then you can actually delete from your clipboard if you are no longer using that values you've been able to copy. In Excel, you can actually check the spellings of words you've been able to write. So just like you have in Microsoft Word. So Microsoft's package have an inbuilt dictionary which it uses to check the spellings of the words in which you have in that particular documents. So for you to do that, I think you go to the review tab. Close it. Let's say you have probably let's say you have different names of students. So, names and probably the departments. Oh, sorry. Okay. So also you can try move or shift a particular cell if you are trying to insert something else. I think let's say we have students number. So I can cut this. So I actually forgot to include it here. So you can you can click on insert. So you insert copied cell. So you can shift these departments to the right. Then you have your student number. So there's an option for that as well. So let's say we have names. So you have something like, let's say you have something like ITF rank. Then you have the student number to be probably S001234. Then you have the departments be civil engineering. So you have something like Philip. And then you have then then you have something like, let's say you have Jessica. Probably there's a mistake there. Then you have different student number. Probably I'll just store this down to save me from time. Then you have engineering. Yeah, probably that's what good. And this probably you have cartoonics. So let's just try and analyze this particular cell range. But you can also do that for the entire worksheet. So for you to check the spelling, you just go to the review tab, then you click on the spelling command right here. So the first one that Eze was able to pick is the mistake in the spelling of name for Philip. So what Microsoft Excel is going to do is going to provide you with a list of suggestions of, so just like it's trying to guess what you are trying to spell out. So it's going to provide a list of the suggestions for you, so you can easily click on it. Then you can change it to the correct spelling of what you are trying to achieve. Then also, yeah, for the mechanical you can also change it. But in some situations, your spelling may be right. Probably the word is not available in the um Microsoft Excel dictionary. So for that, you can easily click on ignore to ignore that particular spelling. So Microsoft Excel is going to ignore the spelling for that particular word. Let's say you have a word that is not an English language word. So Microsoft Excel is going to pick that once you are checking the spelling. But since you know it's not an English language word, you can easily ignore it. Either so once for that particular instance, then ignore, or it's going to ignore all the instances of that particular spelling or of that particular word you have in your worksheets. Then also you can actually add the word to the dictionary. So by doing that, Microsoft Excel is not going to flag it as a mistake or as an error or spelling in that particular point in time, since it has been added to the dictionary. Then also we have change. So if you agree with Microsoft Excel that the spelling of the word you are trying to spell is wrong, and you agree with the suggestion, you can click on change to change that particular word. Then also you can also click on change or to change all the words that Microsoft Excel has been able to highlight. So you can click on change all, and that's also depending on what you are trying to do. You can ignore if you are sure that the word in which Microsoft Excel has flagged is actually the spelling is right, then you can ignore it. Then you can click on change, or if you want Microsoft Excel to change the spelling of all the words that has been flagged as error in your worksheet. So that's how to note for spelling. You go to the review tab, then you click on the spelling command. And if there's no error there, so you get a message that's there's no error in the spelling of your words. The shortcuts for that is you can easily press F7 instead of you going to the view tab, then clicking on spell checking. You can just press F7 on your keyboard. You can press F7 on your keyboard, then you can change whatever you want to change. Then you are done. So whichever one that is convenient for you. But if your keyboard is not available, then you can easily navigate to the review tab, then click on spelling to make the changes you are supposed to make. I was trying to explain this at a point. So also, apart from you trying to copy a particular content or set of words or set of cells or values or numbers, so you can also insert cells, you can insert into rows, you can insert into columns. So let's say you have a list of different items in the sheet, then probably you forgot to include one. Instead of you trying to um delete, then to for you to put what you've forgotten to include, you can easily insert that. So let me just try and demonstrate that for you to see. So okay, let me just try and format this. Then you have the list of student names. So probably you have something like number. Then we have students number to be something like S00234578 as the student number. Then you have something like computing electronics departments. So let's say in situations like this, probably you are trying to arrange the student's name in alphabetical order, or you are trying to arrange using the student number, unless you are trying to do it in alphabetical order based on the student names. So in this situation, we all know Annabelle should come first. So what you can do in that particular in this situation is just for you to cut, then you try to highlight this particular cell, the cells for which we are working on. Then you can go to the insert tab, then click on insert cut cells. So you can see that it has been inserted, then other names has been moved to the lower cells. So that's how you can do it. So you can easily insert. Then in some situations whereby probably you have it as go, you are trying to insert, you can easily right click, then you click on insert. So all other parts of the cell will move downward, then you try to insert. Then same thing, similar thing applies to row. You can click on that particular row, then you click on insert. So but if you are working with just a limited range of cell, you try to highlight that particular cell. Let's say now Jessica should be the next on the list. You can cut, then highlight that particular cell in which you are trying to insert. Then go to the cells tab ribbon, then you click on insert cut cells for you to achieve that. And also in some situations you may have probably this dialog box that shows up depending on what you are trying to. If you are dealing with um columns at that particular point in time, you click on shift cells to right to shift the remaining cells to the right, then you insert that particular cell in which you have copied or you have cut. Then if you are dealing with rows, you can click on shift cells down, Then in some situations where you highlight the entire row or the entire column, you can shift that entire row or column depending on what you are trying to achieve. So, and also deleting deleting cells. So in some situation whereby maybe there's an error, maybe there are there are duplicate instances, so you want to remove one of the duplicate instance from the worksheet. What you can do is just delete probably that particular row or that particular column. So to do that, let me try and demonstrate that. So let's say for instance for this Jessica, you have duplicate instances. So just like I said, once you highlight a range of cell, backspace will not work for you to delete that particular range of cell. It's just going to delete the first cell, then the remaining cell will still, the values will still be intact. So for you to delete, you click on delete on your keyboard. Then apart from that, one other way for you to do that is just to navigate to the home tab, then you go to the editing ribbon, then you have the clear option. So you can actually clear the contents. So for instance, let's say we have the formatting. So let's say we have it as all borders and paste again. So for instance, for this situation whereby the text is longer than the width of this cell, what you can do is you navigate to the column heading. Then once you have a two directional lines or two directional arrows, you can double click to adjust the width. So the width will be properly adjusted to the length, to the appropriate length. So in this situation, we have Michael Frank as a duplicate instance. So you can easily go to clear. So you can, so in this situation, if you are clearing the contents, so the formatting will still be there. So we still have the border which is still there. Probably let me use color for it to be more visible. Yes, we have background color. So we have something like light green. Yeah. So if you click on clear contents, so the formatting will still be there. The border line is still there. The background color is still there. So, and also we have other option which is to clear the formats. So in which we've been able to clear the formats, but the content is still there. Then also you can clear the both the formats as well as the contents, which is the clear all for you to delete. So you can, when you press when you press delete on your keyboard, it's just going to clear just the contents, not the formats. So the formats will still be there if you press delete on your keyboard. But for you to clear both the formats as well as the contents, you need to click on clear all on the editing option on the home tab. Also, we have what's called undo and redo. So for you to undo what you have done, let's say you perform a particular option action. For example, let's say you mistakenly delete what you are not meant to delete, or you pasted some contents to a particular cell which is not meant to be there. You can actually undo that. Let me try and exemplify that. So for instance, now the content here has been deleted, so we can easily navigate to the quick access to ribbon, then we click on undo. So we have it restored to the previous format that was there. before we actually perform that option. Then we also have the redo option. So also we have keyboard shortcut for that. I believe you all should know that that is Control Z for that. Then also to redo you have Control Y. So I think that one is straightforward. So that's just for redo and um undo, and also it can be done multiple times. It can be done up to 100 actions that can be changed with the use of undo and redo actions in Excel. So even after saving the workbook, you can actually undo or redo the actions you've performed also 100 times. In Excel, we have finding and replacing contents. So the situation whereby you have probably a large spreadsheet, you can easily find that particular context you are trying to find. Probably let's say there is a mistake or through the spelling of a particular word, you can find and try to replace the spelling. So for you to do that, you go to your home tab, then you have the find and select command. So you click on the arrow, then you can click on the find. So you can easily search what you are looking for. Let's say for instance we have London. Okay, that's it. Oh, sorry. Then also one thing I would like for you to take note is depending on where you're actually looking for. For instance, now for my own case, now let's say what I'm looking for is here. So I can easily highlight using Control Shift and down arrow. Then I can easily click on find next. Then I'll be able to locate that. Then once you've been able to locate what you actually am looking for, you have the name of that particular cell to appear here, which is H14 when we are looking for London. Then also you can as well set the formats of the text or the numbers or the value of what you are actually looking for as well. So you can search within your worksheets. There are different, just like we have different worksheets here. You can search within the worksheets. Then you can search the entire worksheet present in that file, which is the workbook. You can search within the workbook as well. Then you can search by rows. You can check for formulas as well. You can find one after the other. Then you can find all instances in that particular worksheet, for instance. Here. So you can see that okay, the word London appeared 3 times. So you can actually click on where it is located, then you can try to make changes as well. Then for replacing, you go to see the home tab, then you click on the arrow for the find and select, then you click on replace. So for replace, you can actually replace, let's say we are trying to replace London with probably with name of another city, let's say Belfast. Then you can click on replace. Then for this H14, once you click on replace, it's going to replace it with that. Then you can replace all instances where the word is present in your worksheet as well. You can click on replace. Then if you are dealing with just a set of range of values, you can just highlight that particular column or that particular row. And if it's more than one row, you can highlight as many as possible. Then also you can click on just that particular cell, then you press Ctrl Shift and your down arrow to highlight. Then you can search for the word you are trying to replace or click on find for the word you are trying to look for. And the shortcut for that is you pressing Ctrl F for you to find what you are looking for. Then you can click on the replace tab in the find and replace dialog box as well for you to replace what you are trying to replace. Like I said, you can search within the current worksheets or the entire workbook. You can search by rows, you can search by columns. Then you can specify the kind of data if that particular data, just like I said, a cell can contain words, it can contain numbers, it can contain dates, different range of contents. So you can identify what you are actually searching for. If you are searching for formula, if you are searching for values, if you are searching for comments, then in situation whereby you are trying to look for a case whereby it's match the same spelling or the same formula you are looking for exactly. So depending on what you are actually looking for or what you are trying to replace. Then for replace all, once you click on to click when you want to click on replace, you replace the current item. But once you click on replace all, it's replace all the instance of that particular word or item present in your worksheet. And also let's say you are working with a team or you are working with a group of people whereby you share that particular Excel file. So different people can add comments to that cell. And for you to do that, let's say for this instance, you have this, then you click on review tab, then you can for you to add a new comments, you click on new comments, then the name of that particular user will appear, then you can add your comments. Let's say this is a capital. Okay, this is the capital of Australia. And so you so once you have this symbol here, you know that you have the comments there. Then you can actually edit. That is if you are the one that made the initial comments, you can actually edit the comments. Then you can also add another comment. Once you are done, you click on it, sign. Then for you to delete that particular comments, you click on delete thread, and also you can click on resolve thread. I think that's that some comments. Then you can also, when you are trying to look for an item, you can, or when you are trying to find an item or content, you can click on, you can just indicate that you are trying to search for comments to bring that up. Then yeah, you can edit your comments just like I said. Then also you can try to extend the size of the comments box as well. Then I think I'm sure that you can delete it, your comments. For this here, so you can just click on the three dots to delete the particular comment. Then also you can delete it by pressing delete on your review tab to delete that particular comment. So in situations whereby comments is not appearing yet, to actually track where different comments are, let's say we have another comments here. Yep, profile and so you can click on show comments, then you have the comments dialog here, which will list all the comments you have in that particular worksheet. Then for these comments, if you want to delete, you can click on it, then you click on delete to delete that particular comment. Then other users as well can reply to the comments if we are working with a group. So I think that is how to go about making comments and editing comments in Microsoft Excel. And also for you to track changes, you can do that in Excel. So for you to do that, the Excel file have to be saved in your to be saved for you to do that. Just like for instance, for this, the default name for an Excel workbook is book one. So and for you to keep track of different changes that has been made to the Excel worksheets, you click on show changes, just like this button here. It's not clickable at the moment, so I will try and save this just for me to have it. Hope I save. So once it has been saved, then the show changes, the show changes will be available for you to make use. Initially it was disabled, so any changes we make, let's say we try to have, we have that's New Mexico, we have North America. So now you can see the different changes that has been made. So you can easily track your changes or what other people have done to that particular workbook or worksheets using show changes. So for that, you can easily track changes. Then I think that's for this.